Bam. Man's live, fam.
We're live, Bobby, we're live.
Live in the building.
Live in the building, fam. We're live and live and live.
Like, share and subscribe. We're doing bits.
See you on the Goodfella TV.
That's right, fam.
Cheers for invite.
That's right. Yo, come on, man. Austin had to be on there, fam. One of the lads, and you know your team.
It's only a matter of time before you'd be on the show.
Like I say, look, right there already, fam. We're live and direct, fam. Popping the team. Yeah, so peace and blessings, everyone. See you on the good fella. All his names, everyone who's on the cast tonight is above us. So if you want to follow us on Instagram, you know what to do. I'm sure you want to jump on all those Instagrams, especially all the. Yeah, I'm not going to say that word. yeah. So I'll just start. Obviously, I'm not really introducing myself. You should know who I am by now. But I'm C1 the good fella. I'm a boxing coach. I've had a bit of history in boxing, and then we're gonna just move along. If you want to introduce yourself.
I'm Aseel. I'm a fighter from Sheffield, and I'm looking to fight real soon.
Yeah, man.
And over here we have.
Yeah, Austin Mason. What we're talking about, boxing.
Yeah.
We're talking about boxing.
Boxing, bro. What you want, bro?
We're doing it for a few years, so it gets you off at the street and gets you off at slinging drugs, doesn't it? So you know, it makes you a good lad, and makes you productive.
That's it.
Put your energy elsewhere. That's why I'm here.
And I'm Jordan. You've probably seen me on these podcasts before. We're just doing bits. We've got a couple of guests on here, just get a bit more conversation going, bit of conversation flowing, and just see what we're doing.
Oh, wicked, man. I'm gonna start off, man. Let me just get rid of this first header, man, car. You know, I'm gonna start with each person's individual experience in boxing. I'll start with myself because you know how we do. So I've been boxing now for over 20 years. I initially started boxing because I got banned from basketball. I used to play basketball. Everyone knows I used to play basketball back in there. Yeah, I must have been about 17 or 18. I was playing for Sharks, and this guy was just talking shit. That's weird to come out. Yo, fam. I went outside down Valley and gave him 2 lick. I gave him 2 bucks. I'm not even joking, fam. I blamed him, yeah. But I didn't realise his pops were there. I thought, oh shit. And I thought I'd be alright with it, so I went to my Sharks game. He said, no shit, I went to Sharks game after. And he goes, oh, can I have a word? I said, no problem. He said, oh, you're banned. I was like, what for? He's like, you can't be fighting with Sharks, don't condone violence, which is true. You shouldn't really be going around just randomly punching people in the street. But then on I went to
Was it on site? Was it on the basketball site?
Yeah, I gave him 2 lick on site, fam. He was on site when I saw him anyway. He was on site when I saw the guy. The guy was talking bare shit, trash talking, but I should have been able to control. It's part of basketball.
Yeah.
I went to the game after and I got banned, and from then on I think I went to Stuart and he says, oh, if you like fighting so much, you come to Ingles. And I was like 17 at the time, and the rest is history. Do you know what I mean?
I think every fighter has started off at Ingles gym.
Yo.
I'm not even lying. That's like every guy's first thing to fall in love in boxing.
Yeah.
They've gone to Brendan's gym.
In Sheffield, anyway.
Yeah, in Sheffield.
Yeah.
The way I got into the sport was I was 6 years old. Rudy, you know my uncle Rudy, red fan, innit?
Yeah.
So he used to go to the gym all the time. We were training at Brendan's.
Okay.
And I remember one day he wanted to borrow my dad's car to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, if you want to borrow the car, I'm taking my son with you.
Okay.
So he took me to the gym, walking. Brendan shouts me over, makes me do footwork for like 3 hours.
Okay.
And all I want to do is hit a bag. He won't let me hit a bag for like 2 weeks. I'm telling you, like 2-3 weeks, he's telling me, you're not ready for the bag, kid. You're not ready for the kid. You're not ready for the bag, boyo. You're not ready for the bag. You're not ready for it. 3 weeks later, he gives me some raps. I'm buzzing now. I think I'm going to hit the bag.
Yeah.
He's like, now learn how to wrap your hands, boyo. Learn how to wrap your hands. Another week goes by. Thinking, okay, then let me hit the bag today. Puts on the gloves. He goes, hit the bag. I've hit the bag. He goes, right, back to your feet. Literally threw like 2 punches. He goes, back on lines. Just because I made one mistake. Another 2 weeks on the lines. I was gutted.
But you know what? You probably got serious at footwork from that.
Yeah, that's what made me good at my feet. Like southpaw, orthodox.
Boxing is fundamental footwork. Yeah. And when you go to Ingles, that's all Brendan used to press. I mean, Austin, I'm sure you got some stories about Brendan's footwork, man.
I know. Honestly, day in, day out, months turn into years before you even know it.
Yeah.
And then, do you know what? You can do it in your sleep now. You never forget it once you've learned it. You know what I mean?
But it's like, that's why I think so many people go to Brendan's is the boxing. Is the footwork and the no orthodoxness. I mean, Jordan, I'm sure you've got some stories. When you first come out, how were you introduced to Brendan's yourself, man?
When I first went into the gym, to Brendan Ingles' gym, it was pretty much just that's what it was, just footwork. And what I used to do, I used to live not far from the gym, and I used to go down and I used to help Brendan and like on the church, like litter picking and things like that. And then sometimes when he was going like across to his dinner, he used to say like, right, do your footwork now, and then don't stop doing your footwork until I come back. And then we just used to go around things like changing the canvas and stuff, and like going to Mudfords to like get it all patched up and stuff. And it's because I had nothing else to do. That's all I used to do, is just like go down, wake up, go down to the gym, help Brendan, and then get ready for in the afternoon just to go to the gym and spar and stuff and whatever. But yeah, footwork is always the first thing you get taught in that gym, because that's what gets you out of danger. I mean, if you've not got good footwork, you're just going to get caught all the time.
Remember his missus as well, she'll chase you around for money. You know, if you haven't paid your subs,
Yeah.
she will chase. Yo, you can't owe her £2, bro. She will run you down. I'm not lying. You miss one sub, she's chasing you up road.
It's called in that college job now, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God.
As soon as you walk in, subs.
Can't play with your subs.
You can't do it. You can't. That's it. If you don't pay subs, that's it. You don't train anymore.
I'm sure. Did you start in boxing though, Austin? Or did you have another?
Yeah, I used to do a K1 fighting Thai boxing. That were alright, you know, but there were no money involved and they were not to aim for. Like it went.
You had a lot of fights, though, innit, in K1.
Yeah, I had about 12 in that.
And you did quite well as well.
Yeah, I won about 7 or 8, I think.
That's good, man.
Would you say that is the major difference? Obviously, in boxing you can't kick, but you know, obviously there's still a lot of footwork and things in K1, and there's a lot of fundamentals on your feet.
To be honest with you, there's not as much footwork at all. To be honest, in K1, just walking forward and backwards is what we got taught.
Yeah. Back and forth.
And then in 2 months I was fighting, so
yeah.
I just picked it all up as it came on.
Took you in deep end.
Yeah, that's it.
So like I'm gonna go on to the next one is why boxing? I mean, we all love boxing here, but if you can just like break it down for people, there's a lot of people now probably watching this podcast and they've probably never thrown a punch in their life or ever been hit before, and some people are fascinated with the sport and they can't like relate to it because like even like as said his last previous podcast, is like, oh, I went boxing once, I got hit, and I was like, I never went back again.
Yeah.
Why boxing for you still, man?
It's like certain people are born with fighting in the blood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like us lot from like Irish State, play fighting is something that we always did as kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you can lead somewhere else type thing. Like you can take it into a sport or you can keep it on the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
So for me, like boxing was just something I could do legally.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like you
If
can
somebody
go fight
arrested
without
for it.
getting in trouble. You can learn to fight. You're defending yourself. All these type of things. So it's just something you want to do. You know what I mean? Some people enjoy fighting. Some people don't want to. Some people enjoy studying. Type
It comes
thing.
natural to
But
you.
it comes natural. You know what I mean? Like when I did it, like especially when I went with Keith Palmer, my trainer.
Big up to Keith.
Big up to Keith Palmer. Lyndon, big up you as well.
Yeah, come on,
But
Lyndon.
what it is when I went with them, it just clicked type of thing, family. It weren't a sport. You know what I mean? It was a home.
Who else
You know
is
what
it?
I mean?
Who else is it? Keith's because I know that you're there, but I know they've got a lot of boxes there. Who else can give
You've
a
got
shout out?
Joe, you've got Keith, you've got Lyndon, John Bean. It says gym. It's on Lane Top, on top of Job Block. So if you want to come down, you're more than welcome.
What about the other boxes that are there,
The other
man?
boxes,
Who
we
are
got-
bringing you on?
We've got Razak, we've got Walid Din will come from there, another great fighter.
And he's
flyweight.
coaching in Dubai.
He's
innit,
coaching in Dubai right now, and he's got
Shout out to Walid,
He's got
man.
his own show in Dubai. Well, it's
Doing
part
bits.
of his show, boxing show over there. So yeah, I think he's posting stuff like that on the gram.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to Walid. And
What about Dante, man?
Dante, he's at Rogers Gym. That's another good coach. That.
But he comes there
He
sometimes.
comes
see,
down
like-
for strength and
Okay.
conditioning. Dante is a different breed though, bro.
Yeah.
Telling ya, he's gonna be a champ soon. See him, put
I
your money on him.
Come
I
on,
put my house on him.
I've always said, 'cause I used to train with Dante.
Dante Dixon.
Dante Dixon from Ali Armour's gym when he was like 15 years old, and even then he was in Pitsmore in Graveyard, and even back then he was doing flips into the ring, and it's just his confidence that he emits. And his energy, and I always said back then he'd be a world champion, and ironically since then I think he's gone on to win like national championships, box for England, potentially box for GB, but I think he decided to turn pro for whatever reason. So it's like I've put my name to be a world champion.
You can't do money for free though all the time like boxing. Do you know what I mean? You need that money.
Especially now you've got to head guards off. It's like that's another thing. Would you stay an amateur when you're getting punched in the face when they've took head guards off and you're doing it for a trophy? I mean,
It depends, innit? What?
because you would
Because I've had one fight without a god amateur,
Yeah.
And that was in Holland. I would never do it again because it was for free. But if I were fighting for GB, say, fighting for the British team or something, you're getting paid, aren't you?
More of a
and you got more backing behind you. You got British boxing behind you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're getting paid. Anything you need, you get in. So I would do it if I was a part of the GB squad.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
For free.
The last 3 amateur fights that I had were all without head guards, and then I don't know. I came out of boxing a bit, and then all I was concentrating on is turning pro. That's all I wanted to do.
It's true. But like I said, like I said, Dante, the Shaquille as well, Shaquille Thompson.
Yeah. My man was a real good boxer. We saw him box live, didn't we? On when we watched Josh Warrington against Kigala.
Shaquille Thompson.
Yeah.
He
boxed. He boxed. Shaquille boxed. I'm not sure.
Stopped to kick, didn't he?
Stopped to kid. Yeah, he boxed really well. He smashed him actually.
Then you got Razak as well. Razak Najib.
Come on, man. Shout out to
Razak.
To the one and
only Razak.
Razak can run miles, fam. Do you know if he was a marathon, he'd be world champion?
He should have been. Razak should have been born Mexican with a jalapeno in his hand. That guy, he can go on for rounds non-stop.
And his work rate's daft.
His work rate is amazing. I love him.
So we're going to move on to the next topic because I know this is crazy. Amir Khan versus Kell Brook.
Needed.
Yeah, we're going to jump onto that. I'm going to quickly have a quick look. If you want to just talk about it for a second, I'm going to just go look on my phone for 2 seconds.
I think that fight was exciting when they were both in the prime. Like for me personally, I've kind of lost interest in that fight. It doesn't interest me, that fight, anymore. It's still one of that. I'll still watch it just to see what happens, but I'm just not that interested in that fight anymore. So
yeah, I mean,
I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but I don't know. That should have happened when they were in the prime. That's when it would have been more exciting, that fight.
I think Kell's just going to knock him out if that happens. If it happens, you know, I'm tired of thinking about fights. What are going to happen?
Kell,
you know what I mean? But
Kell, you let me down last fight, yeah.
I wasn't a letdown.
You no.
Against Terence Brook.
You know how much money? I'm not going to talk about it. That game, I left upset. Yeah. But I thought Kell beat him all day long.
What?
I knew Crawford.
I thought Kell beat Crawford all day long.
I knew
he was there. Was he there?
What, Crawford?
Yeah.
I 100% knew. I was sat there watching that screen when he was going to beat him.
Oh,
I had a bit my own money on him. Kell going to beat Crawford.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling like that day.
But, yeah.
I remember that day. I was so.
You were winning them rounds.
Everyone believed Kell would do it.
For me, he was winning by points, but it was just one of them surprise. He got caught with his own shot. Do you know, like Kell Brook's knocked a lot of people out with that just lead jab.
Yeah.
And he got caught with that same shot, and just sometimes you get caught with a shot. Your brain's all active, but your legs, you know what I mean?
I don't know.
Legs just go.
That fight.
I was looking now on polls that I put on Instagram, and it said here that 56% of people have got Kell Brook to win. So that means it's 44% of people that believe Amir Khan's got a chance.
So 44% of people are wrong, then, aren't they?
I do still think Kell will win, and I do still want Kell to win. But I've just lost a bit of interest.
I'll always want Kell to win, so that's not even like in vocabulary for me. But to be honest, if I'm deadly honest with you, I think if Amir Khan avoids Kell for like 8-9 rounds, he could potentially stop him with his eyeballs. Just because he's had so much problem with his eye socket. Do you get what I mean? I love Kell. Kell knows. Big up to Kell Brook, man. Obviously I've got bare pictures with Kell. He's my boy from back in the day. I just believe his eye socket's that bad now. And he got stopped off a jab. Yep. Terence Crawford knocked him out with a jab.
Yeah, but I think he got stopped with a jab. That heavyweight.
Anthony Yard.
No, the heavyweight from London fought on the finger show.
The boy.
He got stopped with a jab.
No, but he got stopped with a jab after taking about 10,000 jabs, bro.
But what I'm saying is,
he got lit with a jab, 10,000.
Can get stopped with a jab. Yeah.
His eyeball about this big.
End of the day, jab or anything, you know, jab push, 2 pounds of pressure on chin, and that's, you know.
It's true.
So it's
no. I'm not saying. Listen, I know your guys.
Listen, I'm backing you to the.
I think that shot
fullest.
was more
Kell,
on
I'm backing you to the fullest here.
It was more on temple, that shot.
No, it was a good shot. That's what it was.
I do believe Kell would win, but what you got to understand what I'm saying is, if Amir Khan can avoid him, not like for example he doing all right against Canelo, and everyone's like, oh, but if he didn't get caught by he did get caught by Canelo, and Canelo timed him and banged him out.
But that was Canelo's game plan.
Yeah,
that's what
I'm saying. So if he did that with Kell and Kell timed him, he could win. But what I'm trying to say is, if Kell can't time him and he starts getting slapped like Danny Garcia did, because even Danny Garcia's were mashed up after like 2-3 rounds. Do you know what I mean? And got battered, man. His face looked like some.
I think that's what it is when Amir Khan gets carried away. If he just stuck to just like 1-2s, then he could potentially still be undefeated.
Yeah, but this is what
He
I'm
gets
saying.
carried away and he gets too involved in a fight.
You look at fighters now. You look at fighters like this is no racism or nothing. You look at the white fighters. They are if you look at the English fighters, the white English fighters, they're like machines. They don't stop.
Yeah.
You look at Frampton. You look at they're all built. They're like machines.
Pressure,
12 rounds are gonna come at you.
I like where this is going. Go on, carry
So
on.
you look at you look at the Asian fighters. They're more of they don't want to get in a scrap. You know what I mean? You look at the Mexican fighters, they want to scrap for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? And you look at the black fighters, they're more of the slick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't realise it came in colour, but
No,
still.
but I'm saying I'm just saying like when you look at fight like
I know what you're saying. I'm on the scene,
set people have it in them. You know what I mean? Like to see if Kel was to fight in Khan, it'd be more of a technical. I think more of a technical fight more than a scrap. You know what I mean?
But
to say if Khan was fighting Garcia, you see how it's two different styles clashing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Styles make fights.
So styles make fights.
Styles have always made fights though. I mean,
know what I mean?
that's been true since boxing began.
I think the English, like an Englishman, would be more hard work than any other fighter. I'll be honest with you.
What do you mean?
Because they are 24/7.
It's 'cause you got two English
No,
next to you,
I'm
you
just saying. What I'm saying is, they're built like machines. I'm telling you straight. I've seen a lot of English fighters and they just can go for 12 rounds non-stop.
Nah, man, I saw Sam Eggington get clapped by that fucking African blood clot journeyman. He came over there thinking to win. And the African came over and boxed him up in 2 rounds, bruv. Did you watch that fight?
What?
Sam Eggington.
No.
He's a white boy. He got
just
battered, bro.
Didn't even put his
you see
hand
that
up,
fight?
Yeah, I did that.
Fam, he got flapped by the African guy, bro. And then the African guy's like, who's this guy?
You must have.
Guy came fresh off the boat, bro. Fresh off the boat. He literally had about 10 jackets. I'm like, yo, what is this country, bro? And he clapped Sam Eggington down. You get what I mean?
So he must start off something in him. He's not full.
It's different though.
Like, he must have been mixed race or something in.
It's different though, like in different countries and stuff, like in like places like Africa and stuff. There's a lot of people, a lot of good talent. Like if you watch some videos, there's like some of these like young kids on pads and stuff, and you're thinking they would be absolutely lethal, but they're never really going to get the publicity that they need.
Yep.
But they're just hungry for it. That's the difference. They're hungry for it. Like Brendan used to say to me, "You're living in paradise." And before I never used to know what it meant. But do you know what I mean? We get like benefits. We get
running water.
But running water. You know what I mean?
Electric,
I have to walk miles
internet.
to get it. You know what I mean? We're living in paradise, so it's like
brothels.
When you go to like these places like Africa and like third world countries, they're hungry for it. They don't get nothing. Everything is on the line.
You can say that about a lot of countries, though, fam. You can say that about a lot of countries.
The same thing for us over here. It's not paradise really as a boxer. You're getting your first paycheck at boxing for like 600 quid.
Well, that's another thing.
How much is your medical? How much is your license fee? How much is your camp?
I'm 9 bills down, bro. I took my pro license. Yeah, I'm 9 bills down from. I took my pro license, fam. My brain scan, everything else. All the time I invested, and fam, I got an injury. I couldn't fight. 9 bills.
9 bills.
I'm in debt.
And how much is your camp? Your training camp. People think training camp's cheap.
You got your mortgage. You got
your
everything.
training camp. You got to work. You've got to train and work
And you
at
got
the
to
same
sacrifice
time.
time from work to go train.
So much.
And that's money that you're probably taking out your own pocket. You know what I mean?
You got to eat healthy. Healthy food's expensive. I don't know about you, but I can't eat 6 apples a day.
So alright then. So let's stop digressing from this subject. Then you got to pick one. Me, Khan versus Kel. What are you picking?
Kel all day.
Kel.
I still do think Kel.
I'm gonna say Kel, but I'm just saying if Khan can avoid that hand for like 8-9 rounds, so he could stop him on course.
I think Kel is one of the most accurate, most timing fighters to ever live right now.
When did you get that 20 quid, bro? When did you get that 20 quid? What do you? But like I said, it's 44% of people on my podcast, on my Instagram that actually voted Amir Khan.
So if you had go on.
Oh, defo
all
from Kashmir, 100%, all from Kashmir, 100%.
Do you know what? It's one of them. It's like if you look at the technical side, Amir Khan could win. You know, a lot of people right now saying he's not got a chin, blah blah blah. All of the people that have knocked him out have been top fighters.
Amir Khan.
I mean,
So Kel's not a top fighter.
Yeah, well, he's a top fighter, but that's what I'm saying. The people say, "Oh, he's not got a chin. He's this, that, this." All of the people.
And he beat Marcus Madonna.
Yeah, Madonna. Yeah.
He beat
Amir Khan.
Yeah,
he beat Marcus Madonna when Marcus Madonna wasn't training with what's his name now?
It's not about he beat Marcus Madonna.
With the Garcia camp.
No matter what.
Yeah, but
he still beat Marcus Madonna. You know
no, I'm just saying though. Did you see Marcus Madonna at the Garcia camp? When you fought the Broner, when you fought the Mayweather twice, that's the Marcus McDonald we look at. I ain't looking at Marcus McDonald then.
It's all subjective anyway. So let's move on to the next one. This is a big controversial one.
What?
Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua. What's man saying?
What's man saying?
I know this guy.
What is man saying?
This guy got gassed and got vexed to the poll. Yeah. So even before, I'ma look onto the people's polls. I'ma suggest it now, and obviously I'll put this onto the podcast after the fact. So this one is Tyson Fury, 67%, AJ 33%. So that's not quite bad.
That's very bad.
Oh my god.
That is very bad.
What are you saying? 100%.
I think that 33% of the public voters are crackheads.
No, you can't say that though. That's bad. That's very bad. Nah, what are you saying? I understand where you're coming from there.
I'm saying,
No, but explain the reason for that though. Come on.
I don't think there's any need to explain at all.
No, but why are they crackers, fam? You just said that you got a bad
Well,
taste.
What AJ has been given is basically given the sport. He's been given it on the plate, and he loses against some fat guy. I'm not taking it away from Ruiz, man.
I
struggled with Klitschko. Give him another. If he'd have just went in on him, Klitschko would have killed him. And if this were 2 years before, maybe when Fury fought Klitschko, it'd have been a different story completely. A completely different story.
I don't really think you can say that about AJ, fam. I think AJ is a lot better than what people think.
He's good, man. Don't get me wrong.
I just think Tyson Fury is really good. But Anthony Joshua's still really good. You get what I'm trying to say?
He's basic, but he's good at the basics. Very, very good at the basics. That's all you need to win. But in my point of view, Fury wins hands on anyone in the division.
There's another level in it. Like Brendan used to say, to beat fucking Tyson Fury, you got to nail him to canvas.
So that's what I've heard that about him. I said that to you. I just think, do you know what it is with Tyson Fury? Yeah. When he came to Ingles once, he came there. It must have been obviously a good 9 years ago. And
when he had a
and he was sparring Cash Ali.
He didn't want to switch it, did he? He said he never wanted to switch it.
But it was moving like a middleweight, bro. And he's 6'9". He's like 200 odd pounds, and he was moving like a middleweight. Like literally, he moved like even faster than what I was moving back then. And I'm thinking, yo, how does he do this? He's 6'9". He's a fucking basketball player. He's thick, and he's just flew with his jab. And I just thought, like, I've never seen a man that big move so fluently. And I think with Anthony Joshua, I won't say he's robotic now because he's got a lot more fluid as he's got more experience, but he's still robotic like compared to Fury. You get what I mean?
Because fighting's in his blood, boy. That's what I'm telling you.
It's true.
Fighting is in his blood. He's Irish. He was born to fight, bro.
Not just because he's Irish.
Be serious.
He's gypsy as well.
You've got to bring that knockdown into consideration.
Which knockdown?
When Wilder knocked him down, come on.
Yeah.
If he can take that, he can take anything. You know what I mean?
Nobody's knocking him out. I don't think anybody's knocking him out.
Yeah.
The only person that would have knocked him out would have been Deontay Wilder, and even he couldn't knock him out. Nobody's knocking him out, so I don't see.
Listen. This is the thing. Listen, before everyone starts like getting on me, fam. I believe Tyson Fury will win that fight. My man knows that. Yeah. But this is the few. I've got to bring up. There's pros and cons to every fighting. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring up some of the cons.
Go on then.
Yeah. He's been knocked down like numerous times. Yeah. Even blood clot that blown up cruiserweight banged him down. That's Cunningham.
Steve Cunningham. Yeah.
Knocked him down so bad I thought bomber caught his heart, and then he got up. The thing about Tyson Fury is you can't, like Brendan says, you got to nail him to canvas. But the thing is with Tyson Fury, he's susceptible to a good shot. And if Anthony Joshua just catches that, you know, like sometimes when you get caught with a shot and you can't get up, if that happens, fam, it's curtains for him.
So you're telling me AJ hits harder than Wilder?
Yeah, I do. I think AJ hits harder than Wilder. Listen, have you seen Deontay Wilder's legs, bro? Fam.
And he's still.
Let me get that pole there, fam. His legs are like that black pole there. What I was like.
Have you not seen that?
You know what I mean?
Wilder charges.
Listen,
it's natural.
You know what I'm saying? It's like.
It's natural.
Listen,
I think
Anthony Joshua knocks everyone out. Most people out.
I think Fury hits harder than AJ.
Nah,
I think he does.
You're talking shit.
I'll be honest.
I think Joshua's never been tested for like any sort of like performance enhancing substance.
You know why I think?
But it's just for the sheer size of the guy, man. That guy is huge.
Yeah,
and if you've seen him in amateurs, nowhere near that big.
No, I actually said something similar to. I said something similar to someone quite recently. I says, I'm gonna have to find the picture and I'll put it on this like after the fact. So basically, I think you just come out amateurs for the first year, and it is just like
big difference.
No, this is a big difference. Obviously, but it's like we were saying earlier prior to this about Manny Pacquiao. It's not been proven, so we can't really talk.
You can't say.
Do you get what I mean?
But he has cheated.
Who doesn't these days, man?
Nah.
Pacquiao has cheated.
Pacquiao.
100%. But it's not been proven, but we all know the secret. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The thing is with Pacquiao, he's just...
I think
you got to look at his figure.
Boxers are dabbling with shit.
Yeah, of course. But you got to look at his figure, how he's evolved. You know what I mean? If you look at a time lapse, you'd be like, yo, how the fuck did he go from that to that? You know what I mean?
No, it's kind of true.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to think of it like that. Type of thing.
Nothing proven like, but yeah.
So how many times we went through weight, he did go up rapid.
You know what I mean?
Like
It gives you something to think
about.
Aseel Aseel from Bushman Benji.
Walaikum assalam, brother.
Yeah, man.
It gives you something to think about, though. You know what I mean? We're not like saying that everyone's on roids, but like
This guy's put AJ's wank.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
No, you can't diss a fighter. This is what I don't like.
Yeah.
I respect him as a fighter. You put in your pride, you put in everything on the line when you get in the ring. Remember that. So you can never laugh at a fighter.
Anthony Jeffrey's still in his craft. Fury has has no killer punch. However, he has stamina.
Oh, he's proven he's got a killer punch.
Fury has no killer punch.
That's fine, man.
Fury will punish you. He will not kill. He won't just hurt you. He will punish you for 12 rounds.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And this guy's get Andy back in the ring with AJ, but he takes him.
No, Andy's done. Andy's done.
Andy
man, it's
no.
He's a good fighter, but he's
no. Have you been watching it recently? He's training with Canelo Alvarez. Yeah, he's lost like 3 stone. He looks shit up. He looks brilliant, and he's moved camps. He's training with Canelo Alvarez.
But that's like me saying. That's like me saying Madonna's coming back. He is coming back, but will you expect him to perform how he performed?
Listen, I think Andy Ruiz will be better when he comes back than he were before.
No. I think when he's
just because he's taking it more serious, and he's a way better trainer.
His teeth is fucking lethal, Andrew Ruiz.
He's
got a big speed, and he wants it.
Speed.
Fucking his technical ability. I said before the Anthony Joshua fight, I was saying to everybody, I didn't think he was going to win. That is going to be a fucking dangerous fight.
I've got to say,
I watched a couple of Andrew Ruiz's fight, and he's fucking lethal.
I've got to say one thing though. If I've just won the world title and you give me a lifetime supply of tacos and a Rolls Royce Wraith, I ain't fighting again. I'm leaving it like that. It's me done.
That's me done. Taco Bell forever.
Ain't done.
Even Adrian Brown is making a comeback. We got to talk about that for a minute. Adrian Brown.
AB.
AB. Let me step off screen and come. Let's talk about that.
You gotta talk about AB. He's coming back. He's fighting. That's one of my favourite fighters, by the way. Like,
Did you see his stomach?
He's a very good fighter.
When he's in shape and he's not
when he's on it,
living the life.
When he was light, he gained a lot of weight quick. But when he was light, when he was lighter, man, he was
lethal.
King. He was unbeaten.
But that's that Mayweather persona, you know what I mean? Got to his head. Going up and all that.
Yeah.
No, I think
that's where the money was.
Yeah.
I think what it was with Adrian Broner. I think he's a fantastic boxer. He's got charisma. He's got everything. He ticks all the boxes. But I think the one thing he didn't have were tolerance and patience. And he tried to jump up way too quick, up too many weights too quick. I want this, I want that, and he jumped up too quick. Whereas if you look at Mayweather, really and truly, it took time, and he picked like he didn't fight Costa Tszyu. He didn't fight Antonio Margarito. There's people he didn't fight, you know. And like if he'd have fought them guys, he might have took an L. Do you get what I'm saying? So he's like very selective about who he chose. And when he had to vacate, he vacated, bro. He didn't like, yo, I'm gonna fight him and prove a point. Adrian Broner did, and he did stuff that Mayweather didn't do. He's like, who do you want me to fight? And put it on Twitter. Man's like, Madonna. He's like, shit. All right then.
But you gotta remember, I think AB. If you watch that fight, I will say this 100 times. You're talking to an AB that wasn't serious, and you go watch the life he was living, and you look at the fight. Okay, he got knocked down, but have you seen after he gets knocked down how he performs?
That's
the one fight.
AB against
Madonna.
Yeah.
That's the one fight you see Adrian Broner fight with his heart. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying. I'm not disputing his heart. I'm not disputing his heart because I think he's got a fantastic heart, and I like Adrian Broner. I think he's very entertaining. But one thing about Adrian Broner, what people don't realise is he's a marketing genius. When you watch him on YouTube and he's like off camera, obviously it's a bit ironic he's on YouTube, but he's off camera, and he's actually being like totally different. It's a lot of it's a facade. Do you get what I mean? Like an actor sell tickets.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Well, it is, you're an entertainer, innit? So like that's why Tyson Fury, like maybe sometimes in his personal life, he's probably not as giddy and as, you know, like as a bit of a showman. But as soon as he sees a camera, that's it. He's hyper as fuck, and he's like
who comes in the Batman suit? Come on.
Yeah.
Who comes in the Batman suit?
Tyson Fury.
Beats up Joker and that long.
This guy's
smart.
Everyone
Yeah,
judges.
smart.
Everyone judges the cover, not the book. I rate Andy. Put him in the ring back with AJ. He will win AJ. This guy obviously loves that Andy Ruiz.
I think if he's got that bit between his teeth, he's got that bit between his. The second fight, he didn't have that bit between his teeth. He was like, "Oh, fucking,
gained weight, didn't he?
I'm not bothered." You know what I mean, he gained loads of weight. I just said, "Fucking must have ate bear tacos and that."
We before fight. Yeah.
But he just didn't want it. It weren't the same fighter that were in the first fight.
If
he gets that bit between his teeth, he'll beat him again.
No, I rate Andy Ruiz. I think he's a lot better than what people think.
Yeah, definitely.
And the thing is with me, I did that. I can remember once I went to Ingles when I first ever went there. I think I was like I said, I was like 17, 18. There used to be an old man there called Jimmy. And he was like 56, 60 years old, fam. I looked at him and thought, "Oh man, Jimmy, what are you doing at me? I'll bang you." I said, "Get in here, have a spar with me." I thought, oh. And I found out this guy runs like 6 miles every day. He was like kissing me on the cheek, tickling my bollocks. After 2 rounds, fam, I was fluffing, fam. Man was like, "Come on, you little shit." He's like 60, fam. Kick fuck out, man. I'm not even joking. Yeah, never judge him up by his cover,
But
fam.
even John Bean, like when I used to body spar with John Bean, let me tell you, John Bean, you say he's got all gold teeth. You say knock a 2 fight, he can have it.
Oh my gosh.
So I used to be like,
Swinging.
gold teeth, I'm taking it.
I'm
I'd
taking
get in the
him.
ring, he'd headbutt me, he'd knee me.
All tricks at trade,
All
innit?
tricks it chair to the point where my arms are dead, yeah, and I can't even protect myself. And I'm just taking body shot
No,
after
thing
body
is, John
shot.
B, if there was loads and loads and loads of shots with subtle power, but eventually they add up.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
A bit like Kid Galahad. Kid Galahad got knockout power, but it's repetitive.
It's like Fury as well.
Repetitive, bam, bam.
It's always
Every
there.
shot's got the same bit of sting in it.
Exactly. So you don't have like, you might have like 100% power, but it's 70%. But 70% was constant. It's hard to
But imagine him
you know?
constantly following you, being in range, and like.
And you're frustrated because you
Can't
don't come out of
get away
range.
from
But you go for a punch, but he takes that step back, and then he goes straight back in again.
I want to go on this as a side note.
Just leaves you shadow boxing, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I want to come off this a little bit and just go on to a little step back. Kid Galahad vs Warrington. Do you think he won that fight?
I thought he won that fight.
It was very, very close.
He
Though.
won it, but remember he's fighting
In his
away.
own, in his
You get
guy's
me?
backyard, isn't it?
If you're going to fight someone for a belt, you're looking to finish strong. You know what I mean? I think he ticked all the boxes to win the fight, except for looking like the stronger opponent. You know what I mean?
I believe he won it, but we was in the stadium.
Yeah.
Me and Jordan went to the fight. Yeah, we went to the fight that day, and it was like, when you was there, fam, this guy could have flicked him, like. My mate with 10 punches, it was like crickets.
That's what I'm saying. You're fighting you know what I mean?
Crickets, you know. Do you know what I mean? It weren't fair. Obviously, it's Leeds, isn't it? It's his own backyard.
Yeah, he has a strange plan though. Like he'll take a breath for like 2 minutes, and then like last minute he'll come on strong.
Who's that? Warrington.
And he makes and he does.
It's a very good strategy though. When you're in your own backyard and you got all fans going, yeah.
What does the
impression, isn't it?
What does the judge remember?
The last
30 seconds.
The last impression. That's what I'm saying. It's a good strategy.
You got to remember that. You got to remember the judge only remembers probably like the last 30 seconds or 2 good punches. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
See, it's all about performance, isn't it?
Or if somebody's been knocked down in a round, they'll remember that. You know what I mean?
So we're going to talk about this one, yeah. I got asked this question: women in the sport of boxing. Do you think it's a good thing, first of all, and do you think it's long overdue? Because I think it's a great thing, but I think it's way long overdue.
I've been saying this.
Because like some ironically, the reason I'm saying do you think it's a good thing, not because of me, so not get persecuted. I don't want to get jumped by a couple of girls when I walk out of here. So basically it's because a couple of men messaged me like, no, women in boxing, definitely not. And I just thought, why? Where's these come from? Hot tub time machine. But I mean, that's a different story. I think it's a fantastic topic to discuss right now. What are your points?
It's a good thing. I don't really want to get too much on the topic, me. Because it's
No,
because
offense.
no.
Offense.
I don't want no beef.
Offense.
I think it's long overdue anyway. We're in 2021. Yeah. Why can't it happen? Type of thing. You know what I mean? The money's there for it. Who's not gonna watch 2 women fight, innit?
Some women fights are better than some guys fights. To be fair, trust me, they go.
They're not. Come on, man. They're not, man.
That's
a
Katie Taylor.
No, there's not been a woman fight to even compare that to. there's not that many women in the sport to even say that.
No,
yet.
but that's
maybe 5 years down the line. No, but I'm saying maybe 5 years down the line we can say there's been some good women fights, but there hasn't been, has there? Let's be realistic.
Look, it's
Katie Taylor
2021.
fight, what with that woman, she's fought her twice. The first one, that was just an absolute fucking war. To be fair, I thought it was Banzoon or something she was called. I thought that Banzoon, I thought she won. I thought she won the fight against Katie Taylor, the first one. That were a proper scrap, that.
It's 2021 at the end of the day, and you know, women have been fighting for equal rights forever. And you know, if a woman wants to do something, let it be, because end of the day they're no different.
To stop a minute,
you know what I mean?
Say, no, you can't do that.
But to me, women boxing, you've got women headlining the shows now.
That's fantastic.
And it's very good.
Yeah.
And to me, I just love watching them box, especially when they're hot. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, wow. That's him smiling there. I'm thinking this guy's got an ulterior motive.
So he likes UFC, innit?
UFC though, UFC, British women need to take a tip out of the UFC women's book and come into wearing two bikini and them thing there. I'm not complaining. Look at Paul Saxman says there, look. Yo, big up to Paul, man. The last podcaster, yo, smashed it, man. Respect Paul. He says sometimes women fight better than the men, and I agree with that 1000%. That's what Austin said, man. Mama sound.
No, because I'm saying they have, because there's never been two good women have a fight. You know what I mean? It's always been handpicked for the woman type of thing. It has.
Look at that one with Katie Taylor and Bazoon. Maybe handpicked, but that Bazoon fucking came for it, mate. She fucking put it on Katie Taylor. For me, the first fight, I thought she won.
I think it needs more investment, I'll be honest.
No, I believe it's long overdue and it should have been invested a long time ago. I'm just trying to look a little bit of research on Katie Taylor here, but one person that comes to mind straight away is Clarissa Shields and Terry Harper. We can't go out talking about women's boxing without mentioning Terry Harper from Doncaster. Big up Terry Harper, man, and Steffi both for promotions for making her, and Ryan as well for helping them all out.
Last fight with that Natasha Jonas, that was a good fight.
Yeah, a lot of people thought Natasha Jonas won that actually, but I hadn't seen that fight. Did you see that fight? Have you seen that?
Yeah, I thought it was very
close.
Yeah, I think it was more Jonas, to be honest.
Yeah. Wow. Do you know what? I'm gonna go watch that fight back and maybe have a. I use Twitch, and now I'm gonna start using on my Twitch account. Just a little free plugin for myself is I'm gonna start watching back on fights and doing my live reaction to something there. So if you want to see my reaction to that fight, I'll put that shit on. So let's talk about. But a point here says Bushman Benja, women in boxing. Boxing per se, no. However, boxing has a long history, but I'm not going to bore you with that in terms of equality. Women deserve a platform just as any is, man. That's right, fam. That's what I'm saying, Bushman. They deserve a platform, man. Obviously, I know you've got your opinion on why you don't believe it, because you're saying that. I don't know what you're saying, but I'm just saying. I just think. No, I'm not gonna try and claim.
Who's on the fence now, bro?
Nah, man. Listen. Hear what? I've got two daughters, and from the moment they come out of their mum's pum fam, I was grabbing fingers and she'll making them throw straight punches, and that's a straight fact. That's a straight fact. From they were like 4 days old, I can remember being in the cradle, and I'd hold the fingers like so. The little tiny fingers were all went there. I'm not even joking. I used to go like straight shot. She's like, "What are you doing? Ain't their arms haven't developed yet?" I'm like, "They are now, bitch." Standard.
I'm training them.
So let me just go on this point here, just on a side note. Bushman Benji says, you can answer this because you've been to America as well. It says UK boxing coaches are different to the US. Can you see the difference in coaching styles?
Yeah, America is more one-to-one type of thing.
Okay.
So over here it's a group, mainly group work. You know what I mean? You'd be in camps and groups.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Over there it's more one-to-one, so you're paying one-to-one coach time type of thing.
Okay.
So like when I was over there, I'd be training from 12 till 3 type of thing, you know what I mean? But it's just straight one-to-one.
For that 3 hours?
For that 3 hours. There's no other partner, there's no other person working with you. It's just craft to craft type of thing, working on your craft, and they always stood by it type of thing. But I think it's more, coaching is more better over here than it is over there. Over there it's for the money. You got to understand that.
Okay.
Over there you're in a city where everyone needs bills paying.
Okay.
It's not like here.
Have you ever had an experience? Because I know you've been to Ventura a few times, haven't you? And places like that. Did you notice any difference where you just Ventura style or?
Not really, to be honest with you. Because there'd be a group of us as well.
Yeah.
I guess when it comes to people having pro boxing fights, really important fights, 1-to-1 work's important. Because everyone's got the flaws, and it's just picking them out instead of making everyone fight like a certain way, like they would in Ingle Gym. Everyone's still got a flaw in Ingle Gym as well, but like they don't pick up on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you usually find those things out when you
fine
lose.
tuning it. Sometimes you need that fine tuning, that 1-to-1 to get that fine tuning.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, I like that question. Thank you for that, Bushman. Just gonna get rid of that. I'll just go on to something else. So thank you for that. We're gonna move on to the next topic. It says here, Bushman, let me get rid of your comment, 1 sec. YouTube boxers, and is it damaging the sport? So we've got, I think you made a fantastic point earlier, Austin, about, is it Jake Paul and...
Logan Paul.
Yeah. Logan Paul and
Jake Paul,
people calling him out. Basically they're all talking a load of crap, aren't they? Saying that we can do this, we can do that, but can they though? I mean, Alvarez has already said that he'd offer him all out in the spar and show him how boxing really is. And Mayweather's even planned to fight one of them as well. Is it damaging sport? I don't know, because I think the sport's all about money at the moment, to be honest with you. And this is bringing in clientele. Do you know, like people watch YouTube, kids will watch YouTube constantly. You know, it's bringing so much money into it. Why would you say no?
Yeah.
It is all about money, like, I think.
But I mean, personally, I think any of us can beat Logan Paul, if I'm being honest with you. Those guys. Yeah. From what we've done.
I mean, I'm very like, I'm like Aseel when it comes to that woman question. I'm on fence. And the reason I said that is because I do want the sport to get like more eyes, and I want it to develop, but at the same time, at what cost? At detriment to its reputation. Do you get what I mean?
I think it's good, but you see, I remember when Billy Joe was fighting, who was fighting on the Billy Joe show now? I think it was KSI, was it KSI and Logan Paul?
He fought on the undercard.
And they put Billy Joe
on undercard.
And I couldn't believe that. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, this guy is an actual fighter, and they put him on the undercard for 2 YouTubers. I think they should have their own show.
Don't tell tickets.
Money. All that money. And the fight was... I think they picked that pretty late on. It weren't like from the start, do you know what I mean? They wanted boxing fans to get involved as well as YouTube fans, do you know what I mean? Imagine that, boxing fans. Billy Joe's no mess about. Everyone loves Billy.
Yeah.
As controversial as he is, you've got to love the guys unbeaten.
No, I love Billy Joe Saunders. I like Billy Joe. I think he's a very smart guy.
Beats Canelo as well.
He says, Paul Smith says, yes, fucking up the sport. And Mr. Warlock says, they said that about the last few fights, but I haven't seen any more new fans come to the sport. So is it really, really worth it, kind of thing?
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Thank you for that, Mr. Warlock. Anyone who's watching and not subscribed to my channel, hit the channel and hit the subscribe button, man. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and the reason I said that I'm not begging subscribers is literally because YouTube have got this thing on where if you get to 1,000 subscribers, you can go live off your mobile phone. Okay. And I've got some plans to take the show on the road, talk to youths on the street, go feed the homeless, and talk to the people on the street and why they're homeless, and try and expand the podcast. So yeah, make sure you do them things to us, fam. Subscribe, like, comment, all them things there. Oh, see, other comment here says, Bushman Benji says, boxing is being ruined. I don't know why he said there, because he's not finished it, but I assume it's by the YouTubers. And here Mr. Warlock says it's an excuse by the promoters.
It is.
Or from the promoters. Because they just want more money.
Right, that's what it is. Bottom line, that's exactly what it is, but it's like, with sometimes like people coming in to fight and like maybe fight these top names, it's like if you think about it, like proper back in the day when they used to go into like gladiators and stuff, they were like people that were slaves, and they were like, oh, if you want to earn your freedom, you've got to win this tournament or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's just bringing everybody into fight.
Let's talk about slavery, fam.
No,
slavery there. I said slavery and my brain shut off.
But if people really want to fight, I think they should be given an opportunity, but I think the platforms that they're being given, it's getting above the people that are the proper boxers, have been doing it all their lives. So I think it's letting people fight.
I agree.
Letting people fight, there's no problem with that, but giving them a higher platform to somebody that's been doing it all of their life, I just think that's wrong.
Yeah, but how long are you going to generate? If I'm a promoter, even if I was a promoter now, I'm in for myself type of thing, I'll be honest. Who isn't? If you was a promoter, you're going to be in there.
Well, they all like for themselves.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're a promoter, you're going to be in for yourself, you know what I mean?
Politicians, aren't
so basically, it's like I'm buying a car, how long is this car going to run?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't forever give you what you want, because when you're going to start giving me back what I give, you understand?
Yeah.
So if I get the chance to make back what I need, I'm gonna take the chance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
But-
a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's
a lot of
it's
people
business,
get
bottom
boxing
line,
mixed
it's
up.
business.
Boxing is a business.
But Bushman says here, boxing is being ruined by the high wages. It's very evident when certain fights are staged and some Jimmy steps in the ring.
I think business has took over boxing. I don't think people, like some fighters, they're thinking more the business side rather than actually being genuinely passionate about the sport sometimes, I believe.
Well, it's like Fury and AJ, you know, 2 British title holders, and they're just like, why is it going in Dubai? It leaves us out, but, you know, money talks, so... End of the day, money makes the world go around, as horrible as it sounds.
Money
you know what
talk,
I'm saying?
bullshit, what?
You know what I'm saying?
No, but like, do you know what it is? Like, fights have always been abroad anyway. Like, if you look at Rumble in the Jungle,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, the fights have always
Yeah,
been
but I had a
abroad.
reasoning behind it.
Did it though?
No,
Really?
it
Did it
did.
really? No,
He
nothing.
took
Don
money
King
back.
did. No,
That was the reason.
Listen,
He
the
took
reason
money
is
back
because
to his own land, I'll be honest.
bullshit,
He
man.
did.
Bullshit,
He
bro.
did.
Listen.
You know when
Bullshit,
Ali went there,
Bullshit.
did you hear about him giving out how much money he gave out when he went over there?
Listen, that's because Don King was in jail. I thought, how can I make the most amount of money off these blood clots? Yeah, excuse my language. Yeah, but then he's gone, yo, if I make it in Africa, I can jingle them with some kind of exchange rate or whatever and pay. That's what. So even though it seems like it was done for the greater good, it was more for money.
He'd do all that to save £1.
Yeah, because he would.
Yeah, but did you not hear Ali? Ali wanted the fight over there.
No, I'm glad. No, but I was saying I'm glad it was there because obviously it takes the fight to Africa, but it's all because of money. Don't let them fool you.
Yeah, I know
and
it's
say
for the
it was a
money,
greater good,
but how
'cause it
much
wasn't.
recognition did that country get back? Type of thing.
Put Zaire on the map, but apparently they paid millions for it.
Yeah.
They paid millions for it.
He was saying it.
And the people like it's still like in poverty, but he still paid millions for a fight.
It's like he gave a cut of that money to the place he was at. If you go and watch documentaries on it, there was a documentary saying where Ali was just walking around giving $100 to every person he saw. It was $100. So he gave back to the community in a way.
So I don't even know this guy who's put this comment on here, but
I don't think any boxer's given back to the community as much as what Manny Pacquiao has done. He was like building houses back in Philippines and that, weren't he?
Oh wow.
Say again.
I don't think anybody's given back to the community as much as what Manny Pacquiao has done. Because he was going back, he was building houses and shit in the Philippines
Yeah,
and
it's so
that.
fucking.
Yeah, the thing is with Manny Pacquiao is a politician as well,
Yeah.
and he cares for his people. He come from the struggle. Have you seen the documentary on Manny Pacquiao?
Yeah, is it the one where he's training in the gym and when he's a youth and he leaves his mum and all that?
One sec. This guy Bushman says, "What the hell are you talking about, good fella? Go and read Ali."
That's it.
Bum bum bum.
Listen, fam. I know Ali wanted the fight, but what I'm trying to say is when Don King was in jail, he was conspiring how to make the most amount of money. He said it himself out of his own mouth. So even though he done it, Ali wanted to fight in Africa. Don King, promoter, what we was talking about, wanted to make the most amount of money. So we're talking about our promoters that do it for the greed, not for the fighters.
True.
You know?
We all know what he's about.
So Mr. Warlock says here, we know how difficult it is to make it in the sport, e.g. small hole, giving YouTubers a floor to box on actual boxing shows is unfair. If they want to box, they should start from the bottom like everybody else.
Yeah, but then
That's a fair point, Mr. Warlock. I love that.
I hear what he's saying, but then you're gonna say, did Eubank get the platform same as a YouTuber? Eubank Jr. Did he get the same platform as a YouTuber given to him?
Well, you see,
Did Ricky Hatton's son get the same platform as a YouTuber? Did
Benson.
Did there's so many people that got the same platform
I
just
don't
because
know.
they're boxers? It's
Yeah.
it's the same. It's all right. He's a boxer. Nah, a lot of fighters didn't start from the bottom.
You relate him to your dad, don't you? Like
That's what I'm
if
saying.
if
You're living
son-
off your dad's name, type of thing.
But there's not wrong with that. I mean,
But
it's
there's
just
not wrong with
looking
it,
at
but at the same time, you're not your father.
You're not
If I
proving
come to the ring,
no, but
and my dad-
Ricky Hatton's son's been signed to Eddie, and you mentioned it earlier.
yeah, but I'm not
But-
saying that's a bad thing. He could
No, I'm
be
just
a
saying,
really
The
good
one
boxer.
person I do
But
rate
I'm just
that's
saying,
like done it in a different way, like they went their separate ways, like his dad went all involved and that was like Conor Ben.
Yeah.
He's done it all like on his own. It's like, look, I don't want my dad, I don't want to be living under my dad's shadow. I want to do it, I want to make my own name. So I rate Conor Ben for that, and I do like him as a fighter.
Yeah,
he's on it, man.
The same with
He's on it,
Ricky,
got a lot
and
of heart.
something I want him to be his better is his dad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like he don't need his dad there type thing. Because
maybe it's too much pressure.
too
for
much
him
pressure
too
for
early,
a kid. You know what I mean? Look at Eubank.
Go ahead, Fabian. Ask a question.
Look at Finger when Eubank lost to who was it? He
Billy
lost
Joe
to
Saunders.
when he lost to Billy Joe. You just see his like
He was
all that
scared, man.
pressure.
He was
from his-
shocked.
You know what I mean?
He was shocked.
Eubank Junior when he lost to Billy
Eubank
Joe.
Junior.
What do you mean he was shook?
He was shook.
Shit out of Billy Joe Saunders for the last 6 rounds.
He could
For the last 6 rounds, he kicked the shit out of him,
But
fam.
for
Billy
the
Joe
start,
Saunders
was-
gas. He started late, fam.
Yeah, but no,
Everybody
he
knows
was
that.
shook. He was shook. I think he was scared to throw them punches, mate.
At first,
Yes,
but
man.
at the end when he got his courage, he thought, "Yo, this guy's getting gassed."
It's one of
And he
them
started
things-
late, but he was kicking shit out of Billy Joe Saunders at the end of the last part of the fight. Billy Joe would probably admit that shit.
It's one of them things. Billy Joe Saunders is just a wicked technical fighter, but anybody that's watched boxing, he does start to fade towards the end of the fight, and that's when Chris Eubank jumped on it, because he's got a very good engine, Chris Eubank Jr. So that's when he jumped on him. You know what I mean? Towards the back
I rate
end of the
Eubank.
fight.
I rate Eubank, but look.
Oh man, see my hairline. listen, yeah, the hairline, yeah.
Who the hell gave that jagged line up? Put the ball on blast.
Listen, that was Bags' barb, yeah. I'm not even Bags' barb let me down, fam. I swear down.
Man, that's where Bags made that comment anyway.
Bexing, where's Bags' comment from? Bexing him.
So we're gonna move on to the next one, yeah. It says here, look, best boxer of all time. We'll start from right. Jordan, who you saying?
I wouldn't say he's the best boxer, but he's my favourite boxer of all time. It's Roy Jones Jr. I just love the style, the way, what he brought. You know what I mean? He could punch with both hands. He had a unique style. You know what I mean? Putting his hands behind his back, making them miss, and then knocking them out. I just loved his style. Roy Jones Jr. is my personal all-time favourite boxer in the world.
Come on, Austin.
Very generic, my answer, because it's just going to be Ali for just what he did outside the sport, you know,
Like how it transcended the sport.
Yeah, he changed it. He changed the sport. He brought money into the sport, personally, in my opinion. And you know, for that, I've got to give it to him. Even though a lot of people's going to say either him or Tyson, I've got to say him. But if it's coming down, I don't know, Sugar Ray Robinson maybe after that.
Mr. Warlock put Ray Robinson. Good one. And Fabian Wittek, yeah, says, "Hey bro, please say," I'm not going to say what it is because it's probably saying I'm a batty man or something. "Please say these words," and it's in foreign. Are you mad? Say it in English, brother.
I was fucking with you today. Sure, this is different.
Sort of name's Fabian anyway. I'm joking.
Go on, best boxer of all time because it's Sugar Robinson.
It's got to be Ali, 100% Ali. No matter what you say, Ali opened the gate for all boxers today. No one was making millions back then till Ali come around.
He was the first.
He was the first guy to
Changed the game a
introduce.
bit.
He introduced fighting abroad, type of thing. You know what I mean? For what he's
Are you dizzy, bro?
Bro, listen.
Sugar Ray Robinson been fighting abroad long time, and that was idol.
Yeah, but he wasn't doing what Ali done. He's a
Fam.
listen. Sugar Ray Robinson is a legend of all time. He's a legend. But we're talking
Sugar Ray
about
Robinson
guys.
bought all of Harlem, fam. Yeah, bought all of Harlem on lock. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And even before that, Jack Johnson.
Jack
You know,
Johnson.
oh my
legend.
gosh.
But that's
He's
like I'm saying.
he's bare
Jack
legends of the
Johnson
game.
used to sleep with loads of white women, and it wasn't legal back then.
Sounded good.
And nothing had happened to him. You know what I mean? But like I said, Ali opened the doors for a lot of people.
I think Ali changed the game in boxing because
did.
there were no other heavyweight that moved like him. I mean, like when he was still called Cassius Clay, no other heavyweight moved like Muhammad Ali. Did that footwork, that shuffle and things.
Ali-
No other heavyweight did
Speed
that.
of punches as well. It's just-
Yeah,
He opened a lot
way
of
he threw
doors.
the punches. He just had a really, really unique style, and he brought a new style to boxing. I think that's what makes Ali unique.
I think
And
I
then
can
just
agree with that
his,
anyway.
His character.
I like how you all picked Ali because I was going to pick Ali anyway.
After Ali, it's got to be Mayweather anyway.
No, I was going to say now we've gone on that one because that was kind of easy for us all. I think that's quite easy because it transcends the sport. I'm going to start on this one. I said, name your top 5 boxers.
Roy Jones Jr., Muhammad Ali, obviously, Mike Tyson, Willie Pep, Pernell Whitaker. Oh, that's 4.
Mr. Warlock says
Rocky Marciano.
Mr. Warlock says name your top 5 British boxers of all time.
British boxers.
Yeah.
My all-time British boxers.
Bruno.
Bushman Benji says a person's character is tested outside the ring as well as in it. Ali, 100%. Yeah, man. So, go on, Austin. You're 5.
I'm going for world. I'm not doing British.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Any, it's up to you.
It's got to be Ali top. Yeah. Then no particular order after that. It's got to be probably Robinson, Mayweather. You know, maybe Roberto Duran.
Bad boy boxer.
Yeah, Duran. Yeah, sick.
I don't know. You know, it's hard.
There's 5 in it. Just pop them off there, fam.
Is that fucking Marvin Agnew?
Kell Brook on there.
It's my mate, innit? So it's like, well, it's not my. Yeah, I don't know, you know. It's just a hard one.
He's gonna kick fuck out you.
Do you know what? I've got to put Nazir Naidoo on there because no one else does it like that. I mean, generating that power and those types of movements, you've got to stick him on number top.
Of course.
So is that for you? Is that your 5?
That's 5, yeah.
Yeah, more than the seal.
We got in no particular order.
Any order.
Duran.
Roberto Duran.
100%.
Okay.
What he's done for the sport was mad. Like the strength he had was just
his fighting style was
crazy.
Brute force, man.
You know what I mean?
Just straight brute force.
Therefore, Ali in there.
Yeah.
You therefore got to put Tyson in there.
Tyson.
Because he introduced a bad boy to boxing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Introduced the gangster shit to boxing.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
Well, some of us done with gangster before that.
No, but I'm saying like he introduced that stuff proper.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to be the bad guy when Tyson come about.
He was the original bad man.
He was the original bad guy in the sport. And then I'm gonna put Sugar Ray up there, 100%.
Sugar Ray, Leonard or Robinson?
Leonard.
Is that 5? Is that 5?
That's
You're
4
5?
right there.
4.
And then I'm gonna put. I know you're probably gonna be mad about this. Smoking Joe Fraser.
Yeah.
Why am I mad about that? Fam, that's your top 5, man. That's your top 5.
Some people get offended when Joe Fraser is mentioned up there, but Joe Fraser.
Nah, man, no one can ever get mad with
Joe
a
Fraser
person's
for
top
me.
5. That's your top 5.
Yeah, but I'm saying some people be like Joe Fraser. Nah, it's because there was no heavy hit about
Nah,
him.
man. Listen,
Joe
fam,
Fraser-
if that's what resonates with you, that's your top 5, bro.
I'm angry with my own top 5. I didn't put Tyson in there.
Just
If you
Joe
Fraser, if you watch
Marvelous Marvin Agnew as well.
If you watch Joe Fraser, he used to do this thing of where he'd weave his head and walk in at the same time. He invented, he brought
that's
a lot.
too blind when I know.
He used to.
He probably where's this motherfucker?
I'm going to catch him eventually.
He invented a lot of like simple techniques, that no one really used back then. A lot of people use today.
Yeah, brought in that style in it. Like walking
you know what I mean?
Well, my top 5 definitely. No particular order, but Floyd Money Mayweather, because what he's done, not just for the sport, for all boxers, and then that's regardless of colour, being your own promoter and taking the power out of the promoter's hands, and literally just being your own boss. I admire that, I love that. And he retired undefeated, and when people say, oh, this guy's undefeated, he's had like 70 fights, it's some fucking low-key Mexican who fought fucking taxi drivers and pub man. Floyd Mayweather fought bare back-to-back champions and was champion from 20 years old all the way through to the end. So Floyd Mayweather, shout out to you, fam, you're a legend. Straight Floyd, and then after that, I'm not even going to include Ali in mine because we already know that he's best anyway. So top 5, it didn't really make sense. Ali knows, but I'm going to put Naz in there. And people said Naz last time, but the reason I'm putting Naz on there is because we all come from Ingle Gym, in Sheffield, and Naz, like how he transformed the sport from my personal point of view. You were like Marmite, you either loved him or you hated him, but either way, he generated a response.
You went to watch
him. But it's just his style, fam. It's unorthodox. He can switch hit. He's like I said, he's one of my favourite boxers to watch anyway.
Well.
Yeah, I love watching him. And another one I love watching is Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker. And Ronald Winky Rise is one of my top 5 all-time favourites because I boxed with Peekaboo High Guard and then Mike Tyson. So that's me. So
and there's just loads. There's like marvellous. There's Turo Gatti, Mickey Ward. Fucking, there's loads of boxers that you can.
Oh, that guy, I forgot his name. That beat Ali and then Tyson beat. Was it Buster Douglas?
Larry Holmes.
Larry Holmes, that's it.
Looking like Larry Holmes, flabby and sick.
Larry Holmes was the longest guy. Like he held the heavyweight belt for the longest.
Yeah, because he was fighting back in the
day. To this day,
we're good.
He held the heavyweight belt for the longest time, and that's another thing as well. There's too many belts in boxing right now.
Yeah. We'll talk about it in a second, but we've just had a question for you.
From T-Bag, innit?
One second. Bushman Benji says, I agree with own boss. AJ should take a leaf out of his book. I agree with that, Bushman. He should be his own boss. And Tobias says, when's the Seals' next fight?
Well, I'm waiting on Izzy, my manager.
Is he?
You know, he's a
No, but
GBM Global Boxing.
Yeah, GBM Global Boxing. Shout out to Izzy.
Shout out to
GBM Global Boxing. What's his Instagram, man? Have a quick look. I'm gonna quickly find out his Instagram for you.
Global Boxing Management.
Global Boxing.
Yeah, GBM Global Boxing Management. Yeah, shout out to Izzy right now. That's it, right? Get it up on
Global_Boxing Management. Shout out to Izzy, fam.
We're waiting on Izzy to get back to us. He's in talks with a couple of promoters right now.
Yeah.
He's trying to get TV time, but hopefully we're looking after April. Hopefully.
Respect T, big up to you, my dad. Shout out to Bags.
Shout out to Bags.
So we're.
The barber fucked my hairline up though, fam.
1 second. Yeah, so come off this. I'm gonna come on to this next question.
What is it?
Name a fighter to watch. And it didn't have to be. I'm gonna name Dante Dixon. Yeah. I'll give a shout out to Dante.
100%.
We wanted him to be on show tonight with us 4 guys, but he's busy. He's going to come on next one on Boxing Talk, so that should be an interesting one for us guys. And you're all welcome, definitely come back on again. I think it's been fantastic tonight so far. And like Dante, fam, Dante Dixon's the one to watch. I'm gonna find out his exact username to give him a shout out. And his brethren Shaquille.
Yeah, Dante and Shaq, 100%. Shaquille Thompson, Dante Dixon, they're definitely.
Dante Dixon _ and what Shaquille's now? We find Shaquille's as well.
Thompson. Just SH.
Yeah.
Okay, Shaquille Thompson.
Yeah, man, sweet. I'd say them 2 guys are the ones to watch from me. What about your guys, man?
I'm with you on that. They're from my city. They're up and coming. They're young. They're hungry. I'm telling you, there's a couple of fighters. You got Dante. You got Shaq. You've got Razak from my gym. You've got. Well, so you got Levi from Rogers' gym. You've got a lot of fighters from Rogers and Keith's gym coming up in the game. What's Bag said? I could
deal with that trim, bro. You're getting bare blitz off that trim tonight.
I'm betting Bags' barber. Bags recommends a barber, fam. Deny that shit.
Wants to watch, yeah?
Yeah, wants to watch Austin, mate.
Go on, it's got to be I big them up now, Ingle Gym. You know, they've got a lot of talent coming on through.
Yeah, they've got a lot of talent.
So one coming through, I've got to say, straight up, Willie Hutchinson. Yeah, okay. You know,
he's that a young kid, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's young, isn't he?
Yeah,
from Ireland.
Yeah. You know, one of fellow travellers. So I've got to big that guy up because he's a KOing machine, man.
Yo,
the guy KOs the division.
Big up to Willie because I saw him at Muscle Fusion, and he's very humble, man. He seems like a good kid, and if he's training with Dominic he's travel as well.
Yeah, he's putting him through, you know. So he's
very good. Man in trouble, bro.
I've got to say Liam Williams as well, because do
you know what, Liam Williams is very technically good boxer as well.
I think he's got a title fight.
And he's coming Andrade.
He's fighting Andrade. Yeah. It's settled, yeah. So I've got to big that fight. That'll be a good one to watch as well. Yeah. And he's not got as much limelight as a lot of people have. So I'd want to put him someone to watch.
Yeah, man. So and big up Aseel, fighter to watch. Chris Benji's put. Big up fighter to Aseel. Obviously, come on, man. He's on the show, bro.
I got you.
He's on the show, man.
I got you.
This guy's got talent. Come, Jordan. One to watch.
A boxer that I like watching now. A lot of boxing fans will have already seen him because he has been a world champion. But I just like his style. I just like the way he fights. Is it Inoue?
Inoue.
Is it Inoue?
I think it's Inoue.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
Japanese fella.
He can punch hard. He's got good footwork. He's a monster. That's his name, the monster. He's a monster. He's very.
Are you on about that Japanese? Is it the
Japanese guy? Yeah.
You know that kid there. No one wants to fight him right now. When I'm telling you,
Inoue.
When I'm telling you, he went from super flyweight and he's gone up to finger bantam.
Yeah.
I'm telling you something, he's knocking guys out for fun, man. Yeah. I'm telling you.
What he did with Gavin McDonough, what he did, just proper slapped him all over.
No, baby. What's the Filipino guy? The guy who's a legend.
Fucking hell.
No,
Benito
Donaire. Oh, so we've got some shout outs here. So Mr. Warlock says one to watch from Baltimore is Lorenzo Simpson. So Lorenzo Simpson, I'll make sure I do when I watch this back, I'll type it in YouTube and I'll watch it myself. A future middleweight world champion. So thank you for that, Mr. Warlock. And next one is Daniel Zalutvinov from Kazakh, gold medalist. Yeah, I think he signed to Eddie Earn.
Yeah,
Eddie Earn's signing everyone today.
Yeah.
But from America to watch,
apparently smacked Josh Kelly's ass in amateurs. Josh Kelly's really good as well.
Josh Kelly's a sick fighter.
I
think Josh Kelly's a different breed. I'll be honest. I think he's amazing, technical. sharp, power. He's got all the ticks, all the boxes.
Very hard to catch in here. Very hard to catch properly.
Josh Kelly.
Yeah.
I think, you know what? Sometimes there's a bit of rapport though. Sounds to like to watch his work.
Rather than getting stuck in sometimes.
Did you think that last fight was fixed?
No. But I'm not saying. There's no hating there at all, by the way. But I think sometimes he likes to watch his own work. But if he didn't do that,
admiring his work.
I think it'd be like unstoppable. So big up Josh Kelly, man.
British boxing's booming at the moment. So
It is.
there's so much to do, so much to watch, so much to see, and there's not enough time because of COVID.
British boxing need to pay up. That's what I'm telling you. They need to start paying these guys.
Because
you go to America and you see what paydays they're getting over there and them Al Heyman shows.
Do you think Dillian White would have still lost that fight if it weren't for all this stuff with COVID? I mean, because I think like the fans, when you get them screaming fans, that gives you that extra lift sometimes anyway.
Dylan White just walked into a dumb shot.
Yeah, it just
it was a well-played shot.
I'm saying it was a dumb shot to get caught with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you've knocked a man down, how many times did Dylan White knock him down that fight? If you're not gonna go in there with that killer instinct after putting him down, then you're gonna walk into something. You know what I mean?
Got a bit clumsy.
Yeah.
Dylan White was.
I
think Dylan White was too comfortable that fight. He got too comfortable.
Dylan White,
because Povetkin is a killer at the same time.
Dylan White is, I think, he's one of the most underrated heavyweights.
Yeah, of course.
I think he had like 3 years. He was #1 mandatory at WBC, and for whatever reason, because of politics, he didn't get his title shot. And I love Dylan White's attitude. He's a Jamaican guy, man, from Brixton, who's come up the hard way. I think he's been done for drugs as well before in past. No, so it's not
even like Chisora as well. I think Chisora's a sick fighter.
But Chisora, do you know what I like about Chisora?
I think he can sell tickets.
When he's on it, he's another
now he's washed up.
He's got a bit between his teeth.
Now
do you know what I like about Chisora though? And Chisora in general, it reminds boxing like more like UFC. You can take a L and still be entertaining, come back. And that's the thing with boxing, man. Too many people are taking L's and like, oh, it's some Mayweather thing. He's undefeated. I took 1 L. Oh shit! Like he's not shit.
And he don't sell himself for cheap. He don't sell himself for pennies as well. I'll tell you that. Listen, Chisora wants his payday.
Yo, listen. I used to work at solicitors, Prodo Mackay solicitors. Shout out to all Prodo Mackay staff and them thing there. And yo, one girl once got his insurance claim. He crashed his Porsche, and then we went back and we looked at his address. Fam, this guy's got big cribs, but he's paid Derek Chisora, you know, bruv. He's paid differently. Different pay to go up. Different level to go up. Different.
He's like what? He's not like world championship material anymore. Or
he's not elite.
He's a gatekeeper though.
He's a gatekeeper. You've got to beat him to get to that next level.
He's a gatekeeper. If you can't get past him, you ain't got a shot.
He's
almost there, innit?
Usyk struggled with him.
Yeah.
To in all fairness, so.
But do you know what? Derek Chisora's like wine, man. He gets better with age. It's a bit like Sean Connery.
You get what I mean? He had that bit between his teeth, Derek Chisora. That's what I'm saying. When he has that bit between his teeth, he's fucking dangerous, man.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, if you look at the difference of the first fight with Tyson Fury to the second fight, it was a completely different fight. He just weren't bothered the second fight. You know what I mean? He didn't think he was going to win. He probably just turned up just to get paid. He probably didn't think he was going to win. But the first fight, that was a fucking good, tough fight.
I'm just going to have a quick look at boxing news to see if there's
any... You know what though, you got to remember you got man out there like Tank Davis. Different breed, killer. Gorillas in the camp.
Devin Haney as well.
Devin Haney's a good tactical fighter. He's a good boxer.
What's up with Dillian White is rubbish, man. Y'all could be they up. Get out of here, man.
Well, they don't like boxing,
I think White is like world championship material, but he's just under it. Like there's too. It's not his fault. Like there's that much competition out there at the moment in the heavyweight division that he just falls too short at the moment in time.
I feel like slapping myself anyway. You know why? In my top 5 boxers, I didn't put.
You can't put Andre.
I didn't put. Canelo Alvarez, fam.
You think Canelo's
top 5 boxers? It's serious,
fam.
Fam, Canelo beat most man on the planet, bro. It's sick. He's literally, I model my coaching style based on his fights. It's that good.
Canelo's had it on a gold plate.
Shut up, fam.
He's had it on a gold plate. He's Mexican. He's signed to Golden Boy. Hispanic with Hispanic time.
Fantasy matchup.
He started fighting when he was 15 years old.
I
don't think you're allowed ginger people in top boxes.
No.
Wow, that's a straight ginger stuff.
Listen. How many times has Canelo been caught cheating?
Nah, man. Listen, reinstate what had steroids in it. You weren't him.
That was my excuses all the day.
That was the worst ever excuses I've ever heard. Contaminated meat. that had steroids in it that he ate.
Yeah.
That's a load of
Just
bollocks.
take it like a man, innit?
Mayweather just showed you how
5
easy
times
it was
around.
to beat a guy like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he fought him too soon, personally.
Who, Canelo?
Mayweather fought Canelo too soon.
What, you think he's better now?
He's got better with time. He needs to mature. What were he? We're 22 or something.
He was still young there.
Yeah,
innit?
very
Still
young.
young.
See, I've said it before and I say it again. Canelo beats me over in a game of chess or FIFA. That's about it.
Oh God.
You know what I mean?
Mr. Warlock's coming there with a few more shout outs. Mr. Warlock, big up. Says Jaron Ennis. I think he takes Crawford and Spence.
Jerome Ennis.
Bad boy
Smoking boots. Have you watched Jerome Ennis?
He's a bad boy fighter.
Oh
He's from
my
Philadelphia,
God, he's
isn't
from Philly.
Yeah, serious
And he
fighter.
has mastered the uppercuts. Go watch
Spence
it.
and Crawford taking
All
piss,
fight
too much
from
politics.
Philadelphia's a fighting city, though, isn't it?
Spencer, no?
Spence and Crawford taking the piss, too much politics, and he says,
That's
Canelo,
management though.
number one. If
I
you're
think
not
most
pro, you're
fighters
here.
should be-
Laugh
I
more
think-
out
I
loud.
think most of these fighters should leave fucking Manny Pacquiao alone. I know Manny Pacquiao is still a good fighter and probably a good name to have on your resume.
Oh,
All of these
we need
young
to talk
fighters
about
should
that, fam.
Fucking fight.
No,
man.
Ryan
Go on,
Garcia,
go on,
Ryan
you know I like
Ryan Garcia versus Manny Pacquiao, bro.
Bullshit.
Let me come up with my
I'm not
picks.
even
Listen,
going to talk about it, man.
I'm not gonna talk.
Bullshit.
Listen. Ryan Garcia, fam, he's got 8.4 million views on followers on Instagram. Yeah. So let's look at it from my point of view. Just say half of the people bought that fight. Yeah, that'd be the highest grossing pay-per-view fight of all time. That'd be 4 million pay-per-view buys. No one's ever sold 4 million. I think the highest grossing
Yeah.
fight were 1.8 million.
You know what stops that though, don't you?
I think
All
Ryan
illegal
Garcia's had
streaming.
enough experience
Yeah.
not to fight.
Not exactly.
Manny Pacquiao.
That's true.
It's true. But just imagine it though. Even Pacquiao's
Yeah,
got
but if you put
8.3 million.
both of their
He's got
followers
something like
together-
4.6 million followers. Yeah. So and he's got like one of the highest viewing fights with Mayweather. Yeah. No one's ever had like that many followers on Instagram other than Mayweather. So it's like Mayweather and Pacquiao get together. It's like it's a big fight. So Ryan Garcia sells a lot of tickets, bro.
Yeah, but that fight's
Big fight,
bullshit.
that.
That fight's
Experience enough
bullshit,
to
though.
fight
That
Pacquiao.
fight.
What happened? How does it end to you?
Ryan beats him.
Ryan beats him.
Yeah.
No, I think
Pacquiao.
Ryan beats him.
I think
Ryan-
experience.
Ryan, yeah, let me just say,
I don't think he's had enough
Ryan's
experience.
an upcoming fighter.
Shout out Jin. Tell
Tell her how you wouldn't take the risk if you didn't know. Ryan beats him because Ryan is probably right now in the sport. Ryan is probably the most money generating after Mayweather's left. I'll be honest with you.
Is this being signed to Gatorade? It's the
that's
first
it.
professional boxer ever to be signed to
Would
Gatorade.
you let your cash cow die in the first year? You wouldn't.
Have
You know what I mean?
you seen
True
Garcia
thought.
though? Have you seen him? He's young. He's got that going for him.
Speed,
But he's good
power.
looking. That's his. I think that's gonna be his flaw. You know. I think he cares too much about himself. Pacquiao does not give one.
Did you
flying
see when he
fuck.
got knocked out by? Did you see when he got knocked down? When he got knocked down
Smash
by,
his nose
by,
in.
by that guy from
Luke
Poland.
Campbell.
If Luke Campbell stayed a bit more on it, I think he would have won that fight.
Nah.
Luke Campbell is.
Nah, man.
He's not world championship
Luke
material.
Nah, man.
Campbell-
Luke Campbell
He fought
boxes
too
too much like
short.
an amateur.
Luke
He
Campbell-
short.
He boxes like this.
Luke Campbell's the guy you
He
got to
boxes
beat
too
to
much
get
like
to the
an
next
amateur,
level.
fam.
If you want to get
He'll
to the
never be
next
a title
level,
holder.
He did well against
Luke Campbell.
Lomachenko.
Nah, he
Luke
won't.
Campbell.
He boxes too much like an amateur. Do you get what I mean? He's a good fighter, but he's got that amateur style. Whereas Ryan Garcia, since he's gone to Canelo, fam, one thing I rate about him, he got banged down, and he still come back and won that round.
Yeah.
I think Anthony
Yeah,
Joshua's
that's
still
what everyone
got a
wanted
bit
to
of
see,
amateur
though.
style to him as well.
Say again?
Anthony Joshua's still got like a little bit of
Do you know
amateur style.
what I liked about Anthony Joshua though is I think it was when he fought what's the guy who beat Povetkin? When he fought Povetkin, I think he was at round 4 or round 5, and he started to box with like a more relaxed style when his hands were down.
Yeah.
He boxed really more rather than being boxing like a RoboCop and shit.
Yeah.
Man boxed like more like relaxed. That's what suits him. But I think if he does that against Tyson Fury, he'll get banged out.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Punch. Get beat to the punch.
He get beat to punch. You can't outbox Tyson Fury. That's the thing. I mean, he'll just get banged out.
Weak
That's the
on him.
only way he can kind of like. How does Anthony Joshua beat Tyson Fury if he could?
How he beats him.
Yeah.
He just needs to cover up and fucking
I'll tell you
go.
how he beats him. I'll tell you how he beats him. On Xbox.
Oh my
He
god.
don't beat him in
You're killing me
no
with this
type
shit
of
now.
boxing. He beats him on the Xbox. That's about it.
Beat him on the Xbox.
I think he
What,
needs to
Call of
go.
Duty?
He needs to go in there and say to himself, and Khan needs to say, right, we'll give you 4 rounds, 5 rounds. That's it. We're not having it any longer than 4 or 5. And if so, make an injury up.
I like that,
Tell him.
Mr. Warlock.
Yeah. And
I don't think that fight's gonna happen.
He don't want to lose his profile. He don't want to make him look better. So fake an injury off with a fight if he's not doing right. And they'll pull him out. The corner will pull him out. They'll get stick.
Yeah.
And keep his persona and keep
Yeah.
his image. There's no other way around for him.
Even that happened to Wilder, though, innit? When he got stopped, when his thingy threw the towel in.
yeah,
Look what we put all blame on. He started saying they put juice in my drink,
every week
in my drink, and then his coach turned around and said, "Yeah, I pissed in that shit."
You give out more excuses than a cheating housewife, man.
Yeah.
You're literally like, oh, it was my fault, it was corners, it was wars, it was fucking gloves, it was fucking Tyson Fury.
I was tired from my suit.
One thing I rate about Anthony Joshua, is when he lost, he took his L like a man. He walked over, says the better man won.
Yeah, you got to rate that.
No, I rate Anthony Joshua for that, and that's why I like him anyway. He's just a humble pie, he's a humble dude. But I think it's very hard to see him win against Tyson Fury. For me, personally.
I want to see that more. I think Joshua as well got more of a bad boy side to him as well. I think we need to see that more. I'll be honest.
Have you seen that YouTube video where Anthony Joshua losing his cool? Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you can see it coming out.
But I need to see. I want to see more of that AJ. Cause I know
it's like Jekyll and Hyde, isn't it? You know that Jekyll and Hyde character's there, but he's not going to ever release it because he's got too many professional sponsors he'll let down.
Yeah, but I don't care about all that. I know.
You don't, beef.
I'm telling you something now. If AJ were to bring that bad boy side out of him, I think he would be 10 times more of a better fighter if he's himself.
I don't know.
He would, because
he's a control boxer. It's a controlled aggression, bro. You get what I mean? You can't just because you're a savage don't mean you're going to be a fighter. Like Mike Tyson, that suits Tyson because Tyson's an aggressive.
Yeah, but he's a little I'll be honest, he's a little Tyson. You can tell.
He's a big Tyson, bro.
No, but I'm saying he's another Tyson. You know what I mean?
I think if Mike Tyson versus Joshua, Tyson give him a fucking good go.
Oh, yeah. Did you not watch that Tyson and Roy Jones thing? That was like watching two granddads fight. Barbecue.
You're two granddads though.
That's like watching my granddad beef from over at barbecue, man. You can't have that.
No, it's one of them. Tyson has still got that power though. He has still got that power. Even though, you know what I mean, as you get older, you know what I mean, like sometimes you still carry that power. I mean, as you get older, you still carry power.
I think and Joshua.
It's just your coordination. It's your coordination and your distance that goes a bit.
I mean, it will be a good fight, but to watch. But I think Anthony Joshua just kind of kill him still. Mr. Wallet says he thinks that Ryan Garcia and Pacquiao fight won't be that good because it says Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather need 30 million each, and they didn't beat the Mayweather Pacquiao at a pay-per-view record. And he also says if it was Campbell can KO Ryan Garcia, then he ain't really got a chance against Manny Pacquiao.
Campbell's a good fighter, man. I think he's up there for UK, for like England. I think he's up there.
And he says also that
he's decent.
Anthony Joshua is better before he fought Andy Ruiz, who was more vicious.
That more spike to him, didn't
he? Yeah. I mean, boxing's one of them kind of things. I think it's all about your motivation in the fight. I think with motivation against Tyson Fury, it's there because there's a lot of needle in that fight. So he'll fight different. I didn't mean he's going to win, but he wants that fight because he knows like everyone's going to be watching thinking, yo, you're going to get banged out. Because everyone's saying it to him anyway. You ain't got a chance and blah, blah, blah. So he's thinking, yo, I'm going to bang this guy. You get what I'm trying to say? Because he's got to prove everybody wrong, including himself. Because he probably doubts it in his own heart. Because he's been beat before. Tyson hadn't. That's the thing, that's why we say if you've never lost before, it's like it's hard to kind of beat someone who's never lost.
To doubt yourself.
Because you ain't got that doubt there, you get what I mean? But if you've lost, it's like, why? And them demons come into your head.
Yeah.
So that's, even for me, I always think anyway, in that fight they say, whoever wins, to me, we win. And it's a bit of a cliche that the fans win. Because we get to see the fight that we probably wanted to watch for a long time. And regardless, apparently they've signed up for like 2 fights anyway. So there's a rematch clause. So that always kind of like rings alarm bells, like there could be a bit of a fixing. Like just say Anthony Joshua cuts Tyson Fury, because can you remember that cut when he fought that white guy, what you call him now? Schwartz, and his eye fucking cut were about this long. Anyone else would have got stopped. Because Tyson Fury got benefited out in it. Just say Anthony Joshua cuts him in second round with a big straight hand, bam, and it gets cut. It goes to points in 4 rounds, and then Joshua wins. Because it's come by a punch. That could happen. And then bam, rematch.
That Cutman did a very good job though. And
he did. But
Fury rewarded him with a nice Rolex as well. So
did he? Did he?
Yeah. So yeah, man.
Yeah. So it looks like we're coming to an end there, guys. It's been like almost an hour and 20. I really enjoyed it. What about you? Have you guys got any other topics
we got to do this again sometime.
There's a boxing fight on tonight. You know, Lee Wood. He's fighting for the British title. So
shout out to Lee Wood. Shout out to Lee Wood, man. Lethal Lee.
Go on, Lee.
Nottingham's finest. Yeah, so shout out to Lee Wood. Lee Wood, man.
He's our boy. So
he boxed Jazza Dickens with that tournament. It was a close fight. Jazza Dickens took it, but he boxed really well. I like Lee Wood as well, and he punches a lot harder than what people think, you know. Can't be fucking
That's it.
accidentally on purpose on tune.
Accidentally on purpose.
Fucking hate, mate. So, anything else you would like to say to anyone?
Thank you for joining us, you know.
Yeah, thank you for joining.
Good day.
Shout out to Aseel, Austin, and obviously my brother Jordan. And we'll catch you on next one on the Boxing
Like, share,
Podcast,
and
man.
subscribe.
And make sure you like, share, and subscribe, definitely. Big up, big up.
Doing bits.